Okay, well, you said that Hindu dharma, like Hinduism, is very open, it's evolving, and it's sort of changing all the time. Do you think that makes it sort of, how do you think, what sort of stead do you think that puts it for the future, in the sense that there's always a sort of constant attack on dharma, there's always a sort of, where you don't even know what you're talking about, you've got no set book. So how do you think Hinduism's cope to like develop with the future, and how do you think it's going to cope with the challenges that the future is going to face?
Many Hindus, first of all, like many Hindu youth are very keen to protect and promote their dharma. And I say, please do it. Because your parents have not done it, you do it. But please do it. But do you know what's the first requirement? How can you protect or promote something that you do not understand yourself? How can you possibly protect something that you not really understood yourself? If your knowledge about Hinduism is very scattered, very disjointed, it's not sitting well, some aspects of Hinduism do not sit well with other aspects of Hinduism, it's disjointed. You're already on shaky grounds. So in order for you to be able to say, I'm going to protect and promote my religion or my dharma, you need to understand it in depth. And do not be nervous. Suppose you say, well, I'm starting from kindergarten. So what? Start the journey. You see, you may be surprised. In fact, what this young boy is saying is exactly what you find many youngsters struggling with. They feel that because of our openness, we are open to attack. Of course, whenever you get a very open system, it can be abused. Others will try and attack you from all directions, undermine you, demoralize you. And how do they do it? I'll show you how they do it in the education system in this country, and I keep challenging them all the time. I say, why are you teaching Hinduism? Do you know how they're teaching Hinduism, how they undermine Hindu religion? 20% of the edXL syllabus until very recently was devoted to teaching Hinduism as the hereditary hierarchical caste system. Now you are Hindu youth here. Did you check with your forefathers what they were doing, whether they were potters perhaps, so you can join Wedgwood? Did you check? No, they have become doctors and engineers and accountants and economists. So where is your hereditary? Oh dear, you threw it out of the window. And then when you say, is there a hierarchy? Suppose somebody here starts showing off saying, I'm the upper caste Brahmin. You know what you do to him. I know from your smiles what you'll do to him. So I will not repeat. But you'll show him very rude hand gestures. Understandably, because you can keep it to yourself. We couldn't be bothered. You see, in just one generation, you immediately moved away from a hereditary hierarchical caste system into a benevolent clan system. You still have a clan. Oh, we are Brahman society, we do dandiya together, do it. That's a clan, that's not a caste. You see, if you group together because you have similar background, similar dietary habits, similar language, whatever, you group together. Who is there to say it's wrong? But there's no, if you like, a hereditary aspect to it. Do you know how the Brahmin is defined in the Bhagavad Gita? You're not saying you must be born in a Brahmin family. That's hereditary. He says a Brahmin is a person who is content by nature, who loves truth, who cannot be pushed away from truth. He's based in truth, who is content by nature and who lives a spiritual life or a God-centered life, who is searching for deeper meaning to life. That's a Brahmin. So you can easily find a white man walking down here who is living a life like that. You say, oh, you are a Brahmin. So, no, I'm not a Brahmin. Oh, yes, you are. Bhagavad Gita. So you see, this is how you must understand your religion in depth. And this is what I tell the education body in the country. Look, you have done enough damage to Hinduism. It's time for you to move on. Displace all this nonsense that you're promoting as Hinduism and present the broad vision of Hinduism. Do you know what are the strengths of Hinduism? Why Hinduism will survive in this century? Not only survive, will come out really very, very in a very powerful manner. We are not here to undermine any other religion. But Hinduism in its own, because of its grandeur, will become very, very vibrant, very visible in our society. Do you know why? Because it promotes three ideas. You see how we relate to them. First idea it promotes is pluralism. It says there can be many pathways, not many gods, but many ways you can think about God. You can become spiritual in a variety of different modes through using an idea of a super personality like a God without even reference to a God and saying, my essential nature is spirit. Atman, I wish to understand what is me, who is me. You can become spiritual without reference to a God, non-theistic. And you can become spiritual even without reference to a religion, saying, I love art, I love music, I love dance, drama, poetry, literature, science. And that excites me, that makes me feel spiritual. Go for it, says Hinduism. That is equally acceptable. See the variety, the vastness of this religion. So if you go to a Westerner youth here and say, look, do you believe in religion? Say, no. Do you believe in something special about yourself? They say, yeah. So go for it. This is another pathway of becoming spiritual. Spiritual humanism. You see, these are the ideas at the heart of Hinduism. Religious pluralism, many ways to become spiritual. See the breadth of vision. Second idea, spiritual humanism. What you are searching for is a God in heaven is very much here and now, lighting up all of you here and now and looking at me through all these eyes. The same one looking at me through all these eyes. Central teaching of Atman and Brahman. It gives you the highest dignity, lifts whole of humanity to the level of God, saying this is your living God. See and serve your living God here in humanity. This is the depth of Hinduism. You take it to anybody. Say, I talk to the British Humanist Association all the time in a very positive manner. They say, Jay, you are talking our language. I say, no, this is our language. Except you are a materialistic humanist like Richard Dawkins, and I'm a spiritual humanist. That's the difference, but we are both focusing on the idea of humanism. This is the second main feature of Hindu religion. The third feature of Hinduism, which is going to win in a big way in this particular century, is this resonance we have with science. Do you know why? Because I told you we are defined as a science. We recognize the science. We cannot move away from science. It's not that we comply with science and we throw our religion out of the window. We say, in fact, science of today is resonating dramatically with the ideas of Dharma. They say, we never knew that. Oh, yes. Tomorrow I'm doing a session for this Altrincham Grammar School for the Hindu and the Sikh society there. And the topic is science and religion. And this is what I'll explore. And you see what happens. It will create tremendous warmth straight away. Because the youngsters love science. And they have difficulty in reconciling this marvelous enterprise called science, which is rationally founded, with this kind of antiquated religious ideas which seem to be very far-fetched and just say, have faith, have faith. Have faith in what? They have struggled. So this reconciliation at the deeper level that I'm going to talk about tomorrow is the third feature of Hinduism that's going to win in a big way. So we are not at all under duress. To the contrary, we are in full flow now. This century belongs to Hindus because of these three things: pluralism, spiritual humanism, and science and religion. These are our specialities, and we're going to win in a big way. We are not here to score points against other religions. We are here to refresh all religions. We have the capacity, because of pluralism, we can refresh the message of all religions. So this is, if you like, nothing to worry about. This century very much, you've seen this advertisement, the future is orange. I'm telling you, the future is orange.